Hey YouTube, hey bold and beautiful fans, Sheila is the prime suspect in this summer's mystery Whodunit, so let's get into it. So spoilers say that soon a crucial clue is going to go missing, and Chief Baker will be on the scene and he's going to bring Sheila in down to the station for some questioning. So we'll have to keep an eye on all of this as it unfolds, but two people that are 100% convinced that Sheila is guilty are Steffy and Lee. Of course, we saw Steffy today defiant, saying that Sheila this time is going to pay for her crimes. Lee too is absolutely convinced that Sheila is the one behind the demise of Tom and Hollis. Finn and Lee found out from the toxicology report that Hollis, of course, died of the same substance as Tom. And Steffy now knows that, and Poppy knows that too. So Steffy and Lee are 100% convinced that Sheila is the one behind this, of course, because of Sheila's history. But are they rushing to judgment? There's no evidence that points to Sheila, and even Finn pointed that out, that there's no conclusive evidence that ties Sheila to any of this. But Sheila's behavior is kind of strange. You know, she's making those facial expressions, you know, where you just wonder if she's up to something. And she's also kind of downplaying all of this to Deacon, right? Deacon's worried, he's concerned, he thinks something's fishy about the whole thing. But Sheila is kind of like maybe pumping the brakes on all of that and saying that this just could have been an accident, what happened to both Tom and Hollis. But of course, we, the fans, know that it's not an accident. The question is Sheila the culprit? Well, Steffy and Lee definitely think so, and it looks like Sheila now is going to be the prime suspect in this investigation. Also, Poppy agrees with her sister Lee about Sheila being the prime suspect too, because of Sheila's history. But is Poppy trying to deflect maybe away from her? Is this a smokescreen that maybe Poppy is trying to create so that people don't look at her, okay, as the possible culprit in this? Because of course we know that Poppy has a tremendous amount of motive here. She wouldn't want her new family with Bill and Luna to be destroyed. So there's definitely motive when it comes to Poppy. But again, whoever did this, their character would be completely ruined, right? Because then they would have two deaths on their hands, and there's really no redeeming, there's no coming back from that. So whoever they're gonna pin this on, it's gotta be somebody expendable. Bill too is becoming a little suspicious of Poppy. Poppy's always having to leave and run errands. Of course, we know Poppy went to the hospital to get some intel. Is she just trying to gather information? Is Poppy the one that's behind this? Remember, the person who showed up that night at Il Giardino when the power was out, the person that Hollis saw was someone he knew, and it's also someone that he would be surprised to see there, right? Because he said, "What are you doing here?" He wouldn't have asked that to Sheila, right? Because Sheila works there. He wouldn't have been surprised to see Sheila. So whoever it is, it's someone that Hollis didn't expect to see that night. There's theories about Jack. We heard Jack say that there isn't anything he wouldn't do for Poppy, okay? So there's a theory that maybe Jack is the one that's behind all of this, and that he's working behind the scenes to keep Poppy and Luna's new family with Bill intact, okay? And speaking of that crucial clue that goes missing, could that be Tom's backpack, right? All those letters that could prove that there was a romantic history between Tom and Poppy. And of course, Tom threatened Poppy that he was going to tell Luna that Tom believed that he was Luna's biological father. Somebody doesn't want that secret to get out, because that would then ruin the new family that Poppy and Luna have with Bill. So somebody wants to keep Luna and Poppy happy with Bill and not let the truth get out. Could that be Jack? Could it be Poppy herself, Lee? There's a number of different theories out there. There's even a theory about Luna, but I don't think they would do that to Luna's character. There's even a theory about Bill, that maybe Bill is obsessed with keeping his new family with Luna and Poppy intact, and maybe Bill's doing this. But I don't think Bill's doing this. I think Bill's more suspicious about Poppy, and I'm wondering now if Bill might start to track Poppy. Could Bill put maybe a tracking device on Poppy's car to check up on her whereabouts. We'll have to see if the story goes in that direction. But Chief Baker is going to bring Sheila in for questioning. Sheila is going to be the prime suspect, but we have to keep in mind too, in these types of stories, the prime suspect doesn't always turn out to be the real culprit. So we have to keep that in mind too. Everyone's going to suspect Sheila, and I'm sure the show will kind of play it up a little bit too, to kind of keep us guessing that maybe it could be Sheila. And with Sheila's history, you can never rule out Sheila Carter. But the likely culprit is probably someone else. It's probably not Sheila. It's probably going to be someone like Jack. Maybe it's Poppy after all, or it's someone we don't know about, maybe someone we haven't seen yet. We also saw Justin there that night of the concert. That's always a possibility. Maybe we'll get some more clues that point in the Justin theory direction, but so far it's really starting to point, I think, to Jack a little bit more, and I'm starting to lean towards the Jack theory a little bit more. Poppy looks suspicious too, but I don't know if Poppy would be carrying this out. But after all, she does have the most motive, so maybe Poppy is our culprit, or it's Jack, or it's someone else. But we'll definitely be guessing for many more days and weeks to come, so that should be a lot of fun. Another point about Sheila is that what would her motive be to do all of this, right? I mean, the thing with Tom is that she had a very brief dispute with Tom, but she and Tom kind of smoothed things out, and it would seem kind of petty for Sheila to go to that length to get rid of Tom, so I don't think that she would do that. It just doesn't make much sense, and why would Sheila ruin her new life and her happiness that she has now with Deacon? Speaking of Deacon, he's asking a lot of questions. He thinks something's off about this. Something doesn't feel right, and he thinks that something or somebody could be behind this. So is Deacon now going to start to do some investigating? Is he going to put his sleuth cap on and start to look into this? We'll have to see, so stay tuned for that. We'll have to see if Deacon finds a very important clue that maybe, who knows, at the end of the day, maybe Deacon is the one that uncovers this big mystery, so we'll see. But this summer mystery is definitely going to heat up. It's going to get a lot more tense, and who knows, there can always be more victims coming too. We have to keep that in mind. Let's hope not, but it's definitely going to escalate and get more intense before it's all said and done, so don't miss a moment. Keep it right here. Let me know who your favorite suspect is, and I'll see you in the next video.